It's that time of year again. Time for the twinkle lights and festive music. And of course, your favorite Christmas dress. But why buy a Christmas dress when you can make your own? Getting in the spirit and making your own Christmas dress is a great way to save money during the holiday season. Express your creativity. Plus, you'll have a one-of-a-kind dress to wear to all of the holiday festivities. And guess what? I've got you covered to show you just how easy it is. So if you're ready, let's make it.
DIY by Jane.
You'll need a sewing machine, a serger, jersey knit fabric in red, white, and black, gold metallics fabric, black buttons, a measuring tape, fabric scissors, and straight pins. First, measure and cut the dress fabric. I'm using a pattern that I created for a knit top and simply extending it longer to create the dress. Now, we can alter the exact length you want later. Next, since I want my dress to have a casually cool feel, I'm going to add a hood. So, cut the pattern for a basic hood. Now, let's measure and cut the white trim pieces for the hood and center front of the dress. Decide on the length you want for the trim on the center front. I'm going to make it extend just past the waistline. Once all the pieces are cut, lay your dress fabric flat and using your marking chalk, mark up the neckline, waistline, and where you want the black and white trim pieces to be sewn on. Next, pin the front piece of the trim on the front side of the dress and sew it in place. Now, cut a thick piece of black fabric for the front and back waistline of the dress. This will be the belt portion, and since it's not wrapping all the way around, you need to cut two pieces and match the sides. Pin the black belt pieces in place and sew one onto the front and one onto the back of your Christmas dress. Now, with the right sides of the Christmas dress together, trim the sides, pin together, and sew the side seams and the shoulders of the dress. Turn the dress right side out and set it aside. Now let's make the hood. After cutting the pattern, you should have 4 pieces that make up the hood. Take 2 of those pieces and serge along the back side of the hood. Do the same with the other 2 pieces. Next, fold a 5-inch piece of white fabric that's the length of the front of your hood, with the raw edges on only one piece of the hood. Pin it in place at the raw edge and sew the folded edge onto the red hood. Now to assemble the hood, leave the hood with the trim right side out, and with the second hood piece inside out, place it over the top with the right sides facing each other. Pin the edges in place and sew the front of the hood. Now, back at your workspace, turn the hood right side out. Now make sure the white trim is laying flat and then top stitch the hood. To attach the hood to your dress, find the center back of the dress and the center back of the hood. Pin it around the neckline with the right sides facing each other. Head over to your sewing machine and sew the hood to the dress. To make the sleeves, cut 2 25-inch by 15-inch pieces of red fabric. You can alter the length here if you need to make the sleeves longer or shorter. For the trim on the sleeves, fold a piece of white fabric over to create a cuff that's 5 inches wide by 15 inches long. You'll cut 2, 1 for each sleeve. Lay the raw edge of the white fabric onto the raw edge of the red fabric of the sleeve. Trim the length to fit the sleeve and do this on both sides. Pin the trim in place and serge the white to the red. Once the white trim is serged on, fold the sleeve in half lengthwise with the right sides facing each other and serge along the long edge. Do this to both sleeves. Back at your workspace, turn the sleeves right side out, and with the dress inside out, put each sleeve into the dress. Now here's a top tip. The right sides of the dress and the right sides of the sleeve should be facing each other when they're inserted in the dress. Pin the sleeves at the armhole and then sew the sleeves in place around each armhole. Turn the dress right side out. Now you can determine the length you want. Leave it long for a sleeker look or crop it short for a fun, flirty look. Today, we're going to cut the bottom of the dress just above the knees. Adding the trim to the bottom of your dress is easy. First, fold the bottom of the dress under to give it a finished edge and hem. Then, fold your white fabric in half so it's about 5 inches wide and the length of the base of your dress. You'll want to leave a little extra to fold under for finishing at the seams. Cut a piece of the gold fabric the same length and 2 inches wide for an accent piece to the white trim. Serge the white fabric to create a tube and serge the gold fabric in half. Turn the white trim fabric tube right side out and press it with the seam down the center. And press the gold accent piece too. Place the raw edge of the gold fabric under the folded edge of the white trim and pin it in place. Sew the gold trim to the white base trim. Now, lay the bottom fold of the white trim over the bottom hem of the dress. Pin it in place and sew. On the top of the trim, you'll need to top stitch the gold part of the trim to finish. To add some final touches, cut a buckle shape from the gold metallic fabric. Pin it on the center front of the belt and top stitch it in place. And add some large black buttons down the center front. You can also add white fur accents to the hood and cuffs or a blingy brooch made from fabric scraps and costume jewelry to add to the dress. And there you have it, a Christmas dress that is sure to turn heads. So if you're looking for a festive and unique way to dress for the holidays, just make your own Christmas dress. Because with a little inspiration and your imagination, the ideas are endless.